in a straight line over here so that everybody gets it. She'll come to you, okay, Mr. Hey, fella.
Good morning. Right. We're so thrilled here. And Dr. Shanklin.
So delighted. This is my associate, Dr. Lockwood. This is Mary Finn. This is Ruth Kavanaugh.
How are you? Delighted you're here. Thank you. It's wonderful you could come. Oh,
Okay, family, I guess you all know, this is Mrs. Reagan. I'll welcome her again.
My back to go and watch my father operate, and then I've just kept up hospital visiting. But then when, as time went on, you know, you didn't have to be terribly bright to realize that drugs were one of our main problems, I think, in this country. Not only what's happening to young people and older people, but it spills over into, I think most crimes are drug-related, accidents. I think it's, and I just couldn't agree with you more about the glorification of it in movies and TV and among a lot of well-known people. I read interviews, and when they say that they come home and they have a joint to relax, you wonder what in the world are they thinking of to say that kind of thing. Then they encourage young people to follow.
I think that's what the program is doing for everybody in here. Like myself, I too come home and have a joint and relax. But now I'm learning every day within the things that we do that I can come home and talk to my friends or talk to my parents and relax, or come home and do some hobbies that I'm learning in here, things that I never did out on the streets, because most of us, as being into drugs and everything, that's all we ever did. Wake up in the morning, get high, and before we go to bed, get high all day long. That was the only thing we got into.
Now, were your parents, were they aware of?
Yeah, my parents, they were aware. They were very much aware. I mean, they could tell by my actions when I would come in and things, and my eyes be so red, and they could look at my appearance, how I look so bad from being out there in the streets trying to, get a high or something like that. And what I did was run away from the problems. I didn't, couldn't talk to my mother or parents about, yeah, Ma, like, I'm having a rough time. But when she tells me I had to do something or put me out there in the streets.
With their child.
That's it.
Mr. Wright, yes, I think besides that too, there's a fear there of the parents really confronting the child and sitting them down saying this is something you shouldn't be doing. For they feel about the loss of the love, the kid cut them off or whatever, and they're so afraid of that happening that they won't put it on the line, so to speak, and say this is what I want you to do. When the whole time a lot of the children do need that and want it. I mean, so many nights. I recall things that were done wrong, and I'd say, well, I hate you so much. And the next morning, all the time, still bother me. Is what said. I wanted to say something about how you said being interested in it, like you are in the program and everything. How really that is excellent. As people, they do support us like you do yourself, and feel the way you do. Is that how important it is to keep us going. Through a raffle we hold, we're raffling each year because through the community support, that's how we get life going. And we're finding out how many people are really interested in it. It's very good. I'll let you know.
Oh, thank you.
What's in your house?
Okay. When you're down in trouble, And you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yes, I will, to see you again. To see you again. Baby, don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, hey now, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will, 'cause you got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend. When the skies above you grow dark and full of clouds, to see you again, to see you again. Baby, don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, hey now, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will, 'cause you got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend. All right. All right.
That's just beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Listen,
Not every day was good. You can't imagine what feeling. Planted the seeds, and all of a sudden they started growing. They started I just got so looked at it right. After racking man, you should see the water. To see what happened, you know, to see all this stuff, to see it come in, you know. I don't even eat tomatoes and I love it. I love it. It's crazy. But it's just...
Excuse me, John.
Even behind that, you can almost visualize, you know, you gotta work the soil, right? And it's a lot of hard work, you gotta pull the weeds all the time. And in the end, it blossoms and you get fruit, and you harvest it, right? And you can apply it to yourself. It's a lot of hard work at first, but at the very end, after you've grown and you become drug free, it's worth it. All hard work. You wrote a story about it.
okay, okay.
His name too. That is he a resident? Yeah, he's one of the residents. The guy who was talking to Mrs. Reagan over by the garden and Sam. Yeah, no, the young boy.
No, we don't. Mrs. Elliot Richardson.
Mary Finn.
Or stay seated.
With the copies that I typed up,
Have you ever been on national TV?
They're looking at your sample.
one day, we'll learn one day.
Yeah.
Hello.
Slide it down. What it do?
They'll be moving around. Talk there. I think you have some questions.
Hello.
Hi,
My name is Tom.
how are you?
If you have any questions, I could answer for you.
Well, I'm very interested in this whole problem. I feel terrible. I'm turning my back on everybody here. I'm very interested in this problem, your problem, all of our problems.
Okay,
And I've gone to a lot of places and seen various ways that it's handled. As I understand it, you have 80 people here?
90 total, but with the
Nine.
workout, with the
90?
workouts
80.
in the back, in the house.
More
80.
girls or boys?
More men.
More boys?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
More boys, yes, ma'am.
And what's the age?
From 13
To 38.
38 in this
13 to
facility.
38. But mostly teenage?
I'd say the average would be about 20 years old in that age bracket. But we have teenager.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
How long have you been here?
I've been here a year now. And I've gotten a lot of things for myself. Me and my parents have worked problems out between ourselves. They helped me get a job. I've even graduated from high school here. So they've done a lot for me, and I appreciate it.
Can I ask you, is it all right if I ask you? I mean,
My name is Paul,
hi, Paul.
and I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too.
And I've been here 9 months, and I'm doing some things for myself, getting some help that I need.
Good. I'm curious to know how you got started on drugs. How'd you get started?
Myself, and I started with my cousin. Being what I was doing in the head was called being accepted. You know, I'm 20 years old. My name is Danny, and really I just wanted to get high because I didn't want to deal with nothing. Like going to school all day or going to work. I just took all my problems to drugs. That's basically why I got high, because I was accepted.
Did you-
Being with the crowd, having the image, and whatnot. I didn't want to look at my problems, till I came to Second Genesis, and I was in a big deal with my problems. Like my style say, why is I'm still on this level? Meanwhile, I keep, like out in the street, keep stealing. So I come in here, like take little petty things like sugar and stuff, and that just, I hold on to it. So I said one night while I laid in the bed, said, as I come here to change my life, so why not go up to the staff members and talk to them, and what they call being accountable, for your actions.
Did most of you get started on pot?
I did that myself.
But most of you on pot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
that's how you start sniffing maybe chemicals and drugs up to bigger and better things like that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I started really sniffing glue and things, and it graduated from there. I was hanging with other things and getting into trouble as I was small and young. Well, when I hit about 15 or 16, I started, ended up shooting heroin. And then from there, I couldn't control it. It was getting outrageous, moving to better things and mixing it all together. And it really became a real big problem for me.
All right. Answer that. I myself started when I was about 13, just about 14, on amphetamines. And I used to get them out of my mother's closet and then doing barbiturates to bring me down. And throughout the amount of years that I've been on drugs, it gets worse. You don't realize it. And it took me a while to realize peer pressure, rejection through the people I was going to school with. If I wasn't accepted by them, then I would just feel terrible, and trying to find people to love me where I didn't feel that I had it at home. So by the people I would be getting high with, we had like a little unity amongst us. And it gradually precipitates into other things. And, I myself am very proud to be here, because I don't think I'd be alive to this day had I still remained on the street.
For myself, I've been doing drugs since I was 13, and I'm 21 now. And I started out with pot, but something that they tell us when we come in here is drugs are the symptom of the real problem. We all have problems with acceptance and with our families, and that, we look for an escape, and drugs is the escape that we choose.
It's a crutch.
I think a lot of people start out, like you got the normal teenage traumas, the inadequacies and the fears and everything like that, the social problems and stuff like that, meeting people and going out and everything. And then all of a sudden you have all this media pressure, the popularization of cocaine and using pot and everything like that. It's in music, it's on TV, it's everywhere, and it's accepted. And so you see this, and then you go to school and somebody, wants to sell you some, and you got your lunch money, and right away, you got this thing available to cover up all these normal problems that all teenagers have. I think a lot of people get started that way.
I think a lot of it is within home. And now things are a lot harder. Before, like say about 20 years ago, the mother would be at home, come home normal hours and stuff. Now it seems like everybody, both their parents are working, and they come home, kids come home from school, there's nobody at home, nobody cooks for dinner a lot of times. And they look for acceptance out on the streets, and they go out with their friends and stuff. And I think, like Ralph said over there, is a big thing that you watch it on TV on Fridays and stuff like that. And they make it like everything's really good about cocaine and pot and all that, and just do it. And in the movies, and on the radio and everything.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How did you first become interested in drug rehabilitation?
Well, I'm a doctor's daughter, and I've always done a lot of hospital visiting all my life. I was a nurse's aide, and
I thought that was the thing. First thing I do is get high to try to wash away that problem, or try to, alleviate it from my mind. And then, but after I get high, it be still right there. And I understand that now since I've been here, because this program has taught me a lot. It's really helping me. I mean, I've been here 9 months, and it's really doing a great deal of life.
I think some of the parents, like mine, I'm not sure if they knew the fact that they probably knew I was smoking pot and drinking, but they weren't aware that I was taking LSD and speed and all that. But a lot of parents nowadays don't want to accept the fact that their good children, good boys and girls do get high. They do have problems, and they don't accept it, and they don't reach out to help them. And that's where I found it with me. I had to go find it through drugs.
there are a lot of, you probably do know this, but there are a lot of parent groups now that have sprung up all over the country, which I think is wonderful, because I think that parents have to become more involved than they have been and more aware than they have been. And all of these groups have just sprung up on their own to be more aware of what's happening with their...
Question if possible. The way television now has taken cigarette commercials, totally off television, right? Do you feel that right now alcohol, the abuse of today, that they should still have alcohol commercials on and take cigarettes off?
I hadn't really thought about that. The one thing that I do feel about alcohol, as far as television or movies goes, is that I think I've noticed that in a lot of, I really don't get a lot of time to watch television and movies, but when I do see them, there are a lot of scenes that are written into movies where somebody will automatically just come into a room and go over and pour himself a drink.
Right.
For no reason, you know. And that could just as easily be cut out. It wouldn't hurt the story at all, wouldn't hurt the character at all. Just cut it out. I guess this sounds, no, I'm not going to say it sounds square. I don't think it sounds square. But a couple of movies when they would say, come in and have a joint, I couldn't believe it. It just seems to me that movies and television are such potent influences on our lives, and for them to be even subtly promoting this kind of thing to young people, or to, as I say, to any age, is wrong. I think that they have a tremendous responsibility that they're not living up to.
Right, because I feel that as for today and watching it on TV, that alcohol and drugs has now become very glamorous.
Right.
And after you've been in it for a while, you find out that it's not so glamorous. Right. When you realize the things that you've had, the ones you've loved, and the things that you have lost. And I think that's the most important thing of today. And we have a lot of teenagers here, and we try to stress to the teenagers, for the ones that are like myself, 26, and the ones that are still older yet, the roads that we have been down, and to wind up here later in our years of youth, to try and get a handle on what you're going through now, so that you don't have to be back here at our age and have lost the prime of life.
That's right.
And that's something that we really try to, point out. And it's hard. It's hard being with each other on a daily basis, seeing the same faces and problems that arise daily, and the age bracket. But after you really sit down and start talking, you figure out why you don't like each other, or maybe why there's a conflict. And instead of giving them the fatherly image that was told to me one time in an encounter group, I sat down and talked with them, and I just tried to, give a piece, basically my heart and my background as to the importance of getting your life together at an early age, so you don't have to wind up back here later on. And it's hard. It really is hard living together because there's such a gap between time.
Were any of your parents on drugs?
No, mine
Mine wasn't. Mine was,
Well, basically mine, I know back in my, remember back in my days, my mother never tried it one night because they was going to a cabaret. And my mother and father tried it one time, but the next day my father came in and I noticed and said, this ain't for me. And it's nothing I'm getting out of, no malice or nothing, I sit down, I got to wondering about it, but like I've been in here, I've been here 7 months, so I ain't been high in 7 months. It's basically what second genesis is. It's like you said, science say, feeling good about yourself. Then you can walk down the street with self-esteem. You ain't got to worry about no drug and lowering you down back to when you used to. You can walk past and say, hey, now I feel good about myself. I don't need no substance or no drugs to make me feel good about, myself.
Well, when I first started getting high, my mother and father, I used to play them against each other. I would, like my father, who was more he'd take, discipline action with me. My mother, I would be on her side. And so when I first started getting high, I had talked her into, she had an accident one day and lost her sense of smelling and tasting. So I told her, well, you smoke this and you'll get it back. And she said, well, okay. And so she smoked it. And I ended up getting her high for about 2 weeks until she finally decided no. But then I, by playing her that way, had got myself accepted by doing drugs smoking pot in the house and all. She would cover up for me through my father, and it was played against each other, and that's how I got my way, and that's what I'm trying to change now.
Okay, family. I think you want to sing the house song to Mrs. Reagan.
Yeah, let me just ask you. You hear so much about. I think probably one of the worst things that it's terrible. I can be here all day. One of the worst things was the original report that came out about pot, which said that it was harmless and didn't do anything, and it was okay, you know. And it seems to me it's very difficult to convince a lot of young people that pot is harmful. It does do things to you that are harmful. And how do you think? What are your suggestions about getting through to the young people that pot is as harmful as it is?
I'm not sure about the medical facts myself, but I know that it's harmful in that it makes you very apathetic. You know, all you want to do is lay around and get high and sleep. You know, and therefore it destroys your willpower, it destroys your drive, and everything like that. I know a lot of times there would be peer pressure to get high, and kids will say, "Wow, I want to get high and giggle and have fun and everything like that." But I think it should be stressed that it's a coward's way out of your problems. You know, instead of standing up and facing your problems and dealing with them, you're going to turn around, smoke this joint, and giggle them away when they don't really go away. I think it should be stressed that it is a coward's way out to get high, you know, instead of facing your problems and dealing with them.
Well, I can say for myself, you know, as far as right now, you know, when I'm at this program, it's like, that's what they be trying to teach us here. You know, to try to understand what the drugs can do to you, you know, the type of effects and the after effects that they can cause you. You know, because like, with me, I started drugs when I was 13 years old, and I'm 21 now. And my stepfather, he was a drug addict. You know, and I just can just sit back and I can watch him. You know, and I have big fears about that. You know, but right now, since I've been in the program, I have learned a lot about it. You know, and I can say the program is helping me a lot, and it's a hard program, but it's up to the individual himself, you know, if he's about change for real. You know, and that's what we be trying to teach the younger generation in here. And we be trying to stress to them what drugs can do to you. And because there's a whole lot of men that have been there. You know, we just be trying to stress what drugs can really do to you as far as marijuana, like they say, it's not harmful, but me, myself, I know it is. Like the guy said over there, all it do is make you paranoid, make you sleep, make you eat, you know, and it do affect you. But you'll never know till you just keep on doing it and doing it.
And then, are you all for the legalization of marijuana?
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
It's
Absolutely
interesting.
not.
I've never gone to a drug rehabilitation place yet, and I've asked that question every time, and always the answer is no.
See, I look at it as bad enough as it is right now, and if it's legalized,
Yeah.
where's the problem going to go from there?
I agree.
You know, especially in growing up in that stage of the development of your thinking process and what happens later on.
Yeah, I agree.
Ms. Reagan, I'd like to say one thing, and I think I'm speaking for everybody in Second Genesis and involved with Second Genesis, and that's we're very proud and honored that you.
And that old north wind begins to blow. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest nights. Your darkest nights. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yes, I will, to see you again, baby. don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall? Hey now, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. 'Cause you got a friend, you got a friend. You got a friend, you got a friend. You gotta know that you got a friend. 'Cause people can be so cold, what they do, they'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, oh yes I will.
I have to tell you, I'm so proud of you all. Really am. I think what you're doing is wonderful, and you know, we only make this trip once, I think, and we might as well get the most out of it that we possibly can and make it the fullest and most wonderful.